Koh-e-Qaf? The Emerald Kingdom. Episode 2. The Throne of the Jinn King. The chains tightened around Rafi's arms as the glowing Jinn dragged him through the streets of the Emerald City. Everywhere he looked, the city felt unreal. Gigantic towers of green crystal stretched into the sky. Strange symbols glowed across the walls of ancient palaces. Rivers of golden light flowed beneath transparent bridges. And above the city, massive emerald mountains surrounded everything like the walls of another world. Green light pulsed from deep inside the mountains every few seconds, like the heartbeat of a giant creature sleeping beneath the earth. The air itself felt alive as Rafi was dragged forward. He noticed mountains split open in the distance. Inside them were endless treasures, entire caves filled with gold coins, ancient crowns covered in giant diamonds, massive ruby stones glowing like fire, golden swords and armor buried beneath centuries of dust, treasures beyond imagination. But something about the city felt wrong. The Jinn were afraid. The guards kept looking toward the dark mountains beyond the city walls, as if they were expecting something terrible to return. Suddenly, a loud horn echoed across the kingdom. Every Jinn in the streets stopped moving. Instantly, the massive palace gates ahead slowly began to open. And for the first time, Rafi saw the palace of the Jinn King. It was enormous. A dark emerald fortress carved directly into the side of the mountain. Green fire burned from giant towers. Huge statues of ancient Jinn warriors stood beside the entrance. The chains pulled Rafi forward. Inside the palace, everything was silent. No guards, no servants, only darkness, and the sound of fire burning somewhere deep inside the throne hall. Then, the chains suddenly released him. Rafi fell to the cold crystal floor. A deep voice echoed through the darkness. "So, a human has entered Koh-e-Qaf once again." Green flames suddenly exploded across the hall. And sitting upon a gigantic black throne was the ruler of Koh-e-Qaf, King Azat, forged from black metal and emerald stone. His eyes burned like green fire inside the shadows. And behind his throne was a mountain of treasure. Gold, crowns, diamonds larger than human skulls. Ancient relics collected over thousands of years. King Azrak slowly stood up. The entire throne hall trembled. 500 years ago, he said, humans came to this world seeking our treasures. His voice grew darker. They brought war, greed, and death. Suddenly, giant visions appeared in the green flames around the throne room. Rafi saw flashes of the past. Human armies entering Koh-e-Qaf. Battles between humans and Jinn. Emerald mountains collapsing. Entire cities burning in green fire. Then, a giant shadow appeared in the flames. Something far worse than the Jinn, creature made entirely of darkness. Even the Jinn in the hall lowered their heads in fear. King Azrak looked directly at Rafi. "Your kind awakened the shadow beast. And because of humans, millions died." Rafi's voice shook. "I swear, I know nothing about this place." The king stared at him silently. Then suddenly, The entire palace shook violently. "Ah!" Terrifying roar echoed from somewhere beneath the mountains. The green flames across the throne room instantly turned black. Every Jinn stepped back in fear. One guard shouted, "The shadow beneath the mountain is waking up!" For the first time, fear appeared in King Azraq's eyes. Then he slowly looked back at Raffi and whispered, "It has sensed the human." To watch the final and most thrilling part of this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.